Hi, everyone. So, my country for our economic analysis webpage assignment was New Zealand. So, New Zealand is an island country located east of Australia, and it is kind of in the middle of nowhere, but it's just a little island, and it's very, very beautiful, very scenic. If anybody knows anything about it, it's known as a pretty utopian area. One main con of living in New Zealand, however, is the proneness to earthquakes. They get them all the time. In fact, just this year, there was a 7.0 magnitude earthquake just this year on September 8th. Um, Everyone felt it. It was kind of shaky. It wasn't too bad. Luckily, the country is very used to it, so they take precautions. It was predicted to become a tsunami, but luckily it wasn't, so the economy benefited very much from it not being a tsunami. Um, so land. New Zealand is breathtaking. It has rolling hills of nutrient-rich green, lush grass. So it is perfect for agriculture, farming, lumber, things of that sort. Um, so here's a little picture. It's very, very pretty. And then here I have a little geological map just showing you how the vegetation looks around here. But yeah, it's really nice. Um, so although New Zealand is very used to earthquakes, it is, they can't control nature. So it mostly does damage to roads, highways, stuff like that. Not agriculture, sorry, infrastructure. So it does cost the government money to repair that. So New Zealand has a pretty strong labor force. It is very diverse. New Zealand has a really good education system. The average year spent is about 20 years, which is better than much of the other first world countries. So better, like obviously better education leads to overall better economic health, more innovative ideas, more diverse labor force. And then here I have just a list of the always in high demand jobs because of the occurrence of earthquakes. So capital, New Zealand relies heavily on trading. Its main trading partners or biggest ones are China, Australia, the US, and Japan. Down right here, I have the three main exports of New Zealand: fishing because it is surrounded by ocean, farming because it has, like I mentioned, very nutrient-rich land, vast green fields, perfect for livestock, and then forestry. It is mostly pine, which generates quite a bit of the country's income. Tsunamis obviously will mess up fishing for them, and then earthquakes can do a bit of a damage for the other two industries. We're just gonna ignore that. So great thing is New Zealand is number 5 in the world for business freedom. They have a very overall fair government, and they prioritize business freedom. So there's a lot of room for opportunity. There's also a lot of room for insurance because of all the quakes. Housing is a big thing there. There's also room for a bunch of other random stuff like social media influencers, photography, filming. You can film beautiful movies there. Overall, it's just honestly a really good place to be. There's so many different areas of opportunity. And then here I have the PPC diagram. This is manufacturing and agriculture compared, and this is the result of an earthquake. All right, so let me pause this for a second. The inflation rate mentioned in this box here is actually very much so not up to date. I believe that was 2021, but the inflation rate shot up pretty quickly from between 7 to 8% in the just recent year. This was results in all the borders opening up, so there was just a surge in demand and just not enough supply for how much demand came into the country. New Zealand has an unemployment rate of 4.12% and has been decreasing. It pretty much mirrors its comparative countries. And there's many areas of opportunity to work there. As I mentioned, there's so much education, prioritization, so it's usually not much of a problem. GDP has continued to increase even during the year of COVID. The percentage was technically down, but it still shot back up pretty quickly. And then here, the average GDP per capita was about $42,900 in 2021, which has also been increasing, so pretty cool. The growth has, like I said, bounced back from COVID-19 pretty quickly and is doing a lot better in comparison to its comparative countries besides the Philippines. The area of greatest concern is inflation. As I mentioned before, it has shot up exponentially because of all the borders opening up. So the current fiscal policy, a recent thing is there's been a lot of government spending increase because of weather events. And then the results of these, some of them are good. There's a decrease in unemployment since people are working in construction and disaster response. Inflation will also rise significantly from this event because of the demand is outstripping supply. And here's my little crappy drawn graph. Right, and then on top of that, in response to the inflation rate, there has been an increase in interest rates to hopefully bring down spending or demand. And here's a little monetary policy graph indicating what they're trying to do here. They're trying to bring it back down, the demand. Okay, and then anticipated effects. It is anticipated that there will be a decrease in spending in loan appliances. And some cons of this, there will be an increase in unemployment and a decrease in GDP, since this acts as an economic contractor. All right, as for most countries, the number one trade partner is China. China is the biggest producer of the world, so that's where we get, New Zealand gets a lot of its technology, machinery, vehicles, stuff like that, and then in turn they trade off agriculture products. New Zealand is also a member of the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership, which is a free trade agreement with East Asian and Asian Pacific nations. The top imports is vehicles. Their favorite brands are American and East Asian brands like Tesla, Ford, Mazda, Hyundai, and others. We already went over the whole export thing. So yeah, they trade off of their agriculture products and then they take in more machinery, things that take a lot more steps in production. So yeah, that is pretty much it. Thank you so much for listening, and that is New Zealand.